Good morning to you, everybody.
Yo, wake up!
Do you have any idea what time it is?
Time to celebrate Hump Day.
I bust my hump every day.
It is Wednesday.
Hump Day, am I right, buddy?
Halfway through the week.
Gosh, it is. Time flies, doesn't it?
Thank God it's Wednesday.
It's showtime.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, February 5th, 2025. Welcome to it. I'm Andrew Z. Demetrius, Nicodemus, Kelly Latz, the princess of property from Howard Hanna Realty, K2, the Baroness, Stephen B. Hardy in the house. So this woman online making some controversy because she's like, dude, times are hard right now, man. Eggs are out of control. Milk's out of control. Everything's out of control. So she said, you know what we're going to start doing as a family? We're going to start recycling toilet paper.
That's not a thing.
So I'm going to buy... Oh, it's a thing.
That's not...
Is it used?
What are you buying? 2-ply, splitting it in half?
No. She's buying rags.
No.
And then she's just...
No.
Yeah, and then she's just like washing them.
That's not a thing. By hand?
That's what they used to do. Baby diapers.
Baby diapers.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's the same stuff. Pee and poop.
Some people still do
Yeah,
that.
I have lots of friends who still
Yeah.
do that.
What?
The cloth diapers.
Show
Yeah.
your mic.
Yeah, I get it.
But what about cloth toilet paper?
I know, no one's doing cloth toilet paper.
This lady
So
is...
you can say, I have friends who do cloth diapers. That's fine, but it's not the same as wiping your ass and throwing it in a bucket and waiting for laundry day.
It's like if you don't want to host parties or holiday events, just tell them. You don't have to do that.
This is her budget-friendly thing. Her name is Jasmine.
How is it budget friendly?
No, Jasmine, no.
It's not budget friendly. It's not.
How is it not?
How is it not? How much are you using in water? How much are you using in soap to disinfect and clean those things? How much are you spending to dry? So we're talking electricity, we're talking heat, we're talking hot water. Really hot water. Tell me again, you're saving money.
I'm looking at Jasmine. I don't think she knows a lot about disinfection. I think she's
Oh my
like
God,
normal.
you just said that.
I'm just saying. Here she is.
The back of the toilet, and this is what it looks like. It's where we put our clean, reusable toilet paper. I prefer to have white so it's easier to bleach. There's a lot of people asking if we use the same one, and technically yes, but not at the same time. We wash them. You use one and then you put it in the dirty bin. So technically everybody's still gonna use it at one point, but they're clean. It's like a clean
No,
towel.
they're not. You are this. See, I was having this exact discussion with Steven on the way here, and it is. This is why some people need more education, because they are dumb smart. If you just had a little more formal education and a little more ability to critical think, you would be okay. But you are at a dangerous spot where you think you're smart, but you're dumb. And so it makes sense that you wipe your ass with rags and then wash them, and you're like, I'm saving money. But you're not.
Right, because like you said, you have the water and all the other stuff and disinfection. And here's a little more to see.
Towel. And it's not like it's really dirty what you're wiping. You bidet first and you pat dry and it goes in the bin.
Oh, she's got a bidet.
It's
You got a
really
bidet.
actually
You
more
are
common.
badum.
She better have a diaper
Dude,
genie.
that is so crazy.
Right,
A
ugh.
basket of rags of poop, of human feces.
Well, she should have a diaper genie, because at least it hides a smell.
That is crazy. You're in there and you're like, ooh, what is that?
Oh my God.
Let's not even talk about how much Febreze you're going through.
Dude, it's all sitting there all day long.
And
then you're doing laundry every day.
And you're eye level with it. You know you're staring right at the wicker basket with the lid on it.
Wicker. Ew.
You ever push off laundry to where you had to do it? I really hope they don't do that.
Like when you're on your last poop rag and you know it's your last poop rag because it's got the Superman emblem on it.
Yeah.
That's my underwear. That is when I know I have pushed off laundry day too much, because now I have my Superman boxer briefs on.
That's when you know you've gone too far.
Yeah.
I got some text message in 419-345-3375. Someone said that's disgusting. Another one says, I swear I saw this on TV show about cheapskate who went to extremes to save money, and then they would just rewash their rags to.
Doesn't
Jasmine,
like
what
I
are
want
you
to see.
doing?
I want to see the evidence though. Like, how much money are you actually saving by doing that?
Right. Well, Demetrius brings up a good point. I think in the end it's kind of a wash. I don't think with everything that you're dealing with, I don't think you're saving money,
bro. And it's so funny. Like, you call it reusable toilet paper, but call it what it is. It's your ass rag.
Yeah,
it's like it's our basket of ass rags.
Our clean, like, reusable toilet paper. I prefer to have white so it's easier to bleach. There's a lot of, like, people asking.
Don't do that. I prefer brown so people don't see the stains.
I know.
Right.
Makes more sense.
I don't need you to know that Tom had a hard night of drinking the night before.
It's the same one. And technically, yes, but not, like, at the same time. We wash them. You use one and then you put it in the dirty bin. So technically everybody's still going to use it at one point, but they're clean. It's like a clean towel. And it's not like it's really dirty what you're wiping. You bidet first and you pat dry, and it goes in the bin.
Gizmo, no.
It's really actually more common than you would think, and it's not dirty. It's just what people want to call it because they're not familiar with it.
Whatever. Her voice sounds like she's got dirt floors.
So it's a whole.
A lot
That was so
this
mean.
week, so I had to do 2 loads.
We had chili last night, so we had to do 2 loads.
No.
Oh my gosh! Stop this! This is insanity. Nobody wants to listen to this in the morning.
You gotta do 2 or 3 when you get Taco Bell too.
Yeah, I know. It's a Taco Bell night. We got a lot of laundry in the morning.
This was a 3-minute convo. It has now turned into 15, and
It's not 15. What are you
not
talking about?
good.
You know, this is the problem. Demetrius comes in with Steven and he's all worked up. He comes in with Kelly, he's laughing and guffawing and having
Because
a
he
good
says
time.
things to me that anger me.
I love working him up.
Like, he just says stuff and I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, what do you mean?
You ever just see like somebody get physically triggered?
Yes.
So you just keep doing it because it's
Oh,
fun?
yeah, absolutely. Well, husbands do it to wives all the time.
That is Steven to me. That is Steven. Steven is like, let me say something else crazy and watch what happens.
You know what
and
though?
you try to get
Women
more
will laugh
crazy
at
and more
it.
crazy. What?
Women laugh at the stuff I say. They find it funny.
Who?
Women,
Strippers. See?
They
women,
have to laugh.
women
I
that
feel
I
like-
pay to laugh.
Yeah.
See, you guys laugh for free. You're welcome.
Steven.
You actually owe me now.
Oh my God. Funny. All right. So there's some bets out for Super Bowl. Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift after the game. There's a 16.7% chance.
He better not.
A coach or player will cry during the national anthem. 81% chance. These are called prop bets. The weird bets that you can actually make. A quarterback catches a pass. 5.9%. The color of the Gatorade on the winning coach. Purple has the best odds at 32%.
I don't know how any of these are legal.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like how do you actually find out?
I don't know. Like, okay, so a prop bet is, say I'm a football player or a coach, and I bet, I put up like $20,000 down that somebody's going to cry during the national anthem. And I cry my ass off at the national anthem.
Exactly.
You know, or like I put 20 grand on purple Gatorade, and I'm the guy who does the Gatorade. I make sure purple Gatorade is along that entire sideline.
Right, like usually betting, you can't. You're supposed to not be able to control the outcome.
Right.
It's got to be. It's supposed to be.
I'm
I don't
pretty
know,
sure
what-
people involved in all of that aren't allowed to bet.
Yeah, but you just
How-
you tell a
how-
friend, you tell a neighbor, you
Yeah.
tell a guy at
Tell
church.
me again how you're gonna catch me when I tell my third cousin twice removed to put 20 grand on FanDuel.
I don't know. They'd be figuring it out. I mean, think of all the people that have done stuff like that and got caught.
I got a text in, like, my sister-in-law tried her version of mosquito repellent, then got bit near her eye, looking like she got punched. How's that working out? I saw it on TikTok.
Yeah. And now
mosquito repellent.
And now your husband's explaining things.
I know.
She fell down some stairs.
She got a hold of a TikTok recipe. Sure she did, Stanley.
Yeah.
Sure she did.
What team will Jason Kelce represent? 59% say he's going to wear something green. Who's the first celebrity cameo going to be? Not surprised. Taylor Swift is the favorite for number 1. Peyton Manning, number 2.
It's got to be Donald Trump.
Here's another one for you. Kendrick Lamar mentions Drake during the halftime show.
Isn't his song all about Drake?
Right, that's what it says. 25%. These guys, I'm sure the NFL though has said, "Hey man, you can't mention Drake during the song."
Or like pedophilia.
Right.
Because he does that in the song.
Right.
I wonder if he's even going to be allowed to sing that song.
Who will? I don't know. I mean, it's his Grammy song. How do you not mention it?
True.
Who will the MVP mention list first? God or Jesus? The favorite. God or Jesus? That's the favorite. Teammates number 2.
Oh God, I was like God
always
or
God.
Jesus.
No.
Like that's got to be a. Ooh.
I mean, thank you, Jesus rolls.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Jesus. All right, let's get into the news. A lot going on this morning. A person who tried to calm the situation got stabbed. 54-year-old man. He's facing felonious charges after allegedly stabbing a 24-year-old who was trying to break up a verbal altercation. According to Toledo police, the unnamed victim was trying to calm the situation in a disagreement between Brian Rocker and a 46-year-old in a home in the 1400 block of Rollins around 5:30 on Monday.
I just have one question.
What?
Did any of them look at him and say, "Hush, grown folks are talking"?
Because that was your warning.
Yeah, because if he didn't, then you were gonna get stabbed.
Oh my God.
After the victim intervened, Rocker allegedly stabbed the person in the chest and then fled on foot. The victim was not seriously injured. Rocker was arrested later that day. It appeared in court on Tuesday. $75,000 bail he's set for.
So you might as well be locked up for life.
Repairs for Imagination Station are expected to take more than 2 weeks. The city of Toledo has laid out its plan for repairing the water line that caused the closure last month. So if you have a membership, I'm guessing, do you get some sort of rebate because they've been closed for they'll be closed for like a month. So
maybe
1/12 of
your
1/12 of your membership, but you're not able to use it.
Ain't nobody gonna do that kind of calculation. They're gonna give you like a little break on your next year's membership.
All right, yeah, that's true. Or maybe you get a free popcorn or something. Toledo woman accused of setting intentional fire after numerous warnings not to. So she was warned. Nicole, don't set a fire. And Nicole Gobin, 48, Toledo, was arrested on February 4th, 4th-degree felony arson charge because she tried to start a fire.
But nobody's ever talking about she was just camping.
And what was she trying to burn up?
I don't know.
They ain't got nobody with some strong lungs around her.
My guess is some man.
Yep,
I know, yeah.
mine too.
I'm gonna guess it was
Some extra clothes,
Nicole,
maybe a garage door opener.
Nicole, don't burn his house up. Nicole, don't burn his house up. Don't burn his house up, Nicole. All right, Nicole. Toledo man is accused of trying to. Toledo man is accused of trying to meet a boy for sex at a park. He was actually an undercover agent. Gerald T, 62 of Toledo, was arrested on importuning charge. Are we seeing more of this? Like this?
You know, for the
people out
longest
meeting
time, I
kids?
just thought that was a bad piano tuner.
An opportuner?
Oh.
No, importuning.
Importuning.
I'm like, man, whoever hired you?
This piano's importuning.
Keep it away from the kids.
Dude, Adrian.
you get a notification in the mail when somebody moves their piano.
Hey, I just have to go door to door and let you know I'm moving my piano.
I'm moving my piano. There's a piano going to be 100 feet away from you. It's importuning. And you may think it's chopsticks, but it's Beethoven.
Right. Adrian High School band director charged with criminal sexual assault.
Man.
Aaron Michaeloff, 50, is accused of having a sexual relationship with a minor unrelated to his employment with the school, according to police. But the investigation did not lead to officers to believe it was connected in any way to his employment. But public schools were notified as a precaution and have since followed their procedures to further ensure the safety of the children. He was immediately placed on leave.
Dude, how do you meet a minor that you don't work with?
I don't know, man.
Like, where are you?
Hanging out.
Like,
Yeah.
at Chuck E. Cheese, like, hey, girl. Hey, girl, hey.
Cruising the high school.
Like I said, does it seem like there's more of these now,
Yes.
though?
A
It
lot
does?
more.
Yeah. What?
Well, I think people looked away from it back in the day.
Dude, there's so much going on at Perrysburg, man.
Bro.
It's just-
You know, Is it? All right, I'm gonna.
Uh-oh.
Are we?
Why don't you done? Why don't you not?
Well, because it's a question I feel that needs to be asked.
Okay.
Is it because we are living in this time where everybody's individual happiness means more than like community or group well-being? Is it because we are living in this time where people go, oh my God, this 16 or 17 really makes me feel good, is really making me, and instead they're not asking the question, like, does this benefit the community?
Is that go ahead, Kelly,
or that child? I mean,
yeah,
oh my
like,
God.
I hear what you're saying, and I think
is that why we're seeing more of this?
Well, here's what is this? I'm gonna ask another question. Why are we seeing more of this? Is it because that now it's just okay for Bill Belichick, who's 75 and goes out with a 25-year-old, that's cool, or a 50-year-old and a 20-year-old, like it's normal. Like I was watching something on Ashley Madison. Yes, I love my wife, but the hot 20-year-old is blah, 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 whatever. It's like we're not outraged by that anymore. So I wonder if that's given a permission structure to say, hey, if you feel it, whatever age you are, it's okay.
I can't tell you how often I am bombarded with the message of, if it makes you feel good, if it makes you feel, if your happiness is this, and if it doesn't fulfill like all of your things, like I don't hear enough of, dude, what are we doing for like the community in which we live, which is our thing.
Well, I agree, but I think there's I don't care what you do. If it makes you happy, I don't care what you do. But it's got to be within the law, and it's got to be within the law. Like
shouldn't be hurting anybody.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. Maybe crazy people they don't hear that part of it, and they just whatever it's a full stop at whatever makes them happy, and don't hear the hey, it's got to be legal, you perv. Interesting. Criminal charges have been dropped against the man whose police said impersonated the Lucas County Pit Crew director. This thing.
Because there's nothing illegal about creating a Facebook profile.
Let's see what does this say. Sylvania Municipal Court records show prosecutors have moved to dismiss its case against a Wood County man police believe impersonated the executive director of the nonprofit Lucas County Pit Crew. The records show prosecutors dismissed an identity theft charge in Sylvania Municipal Court against David Dubois on February 3rd, just days after the initial charge were filed. Investigators believe Dubois, an employee at Lucas County K-9, created LC4 basically operated a fake Facebook account to impersonate Lucas County Pit Crew Director Gene Keating. An ongoing civil lawsuit over the incident alleges he made false and misleading posts about Keating and Lucas County Pit Crew. The lawsuit also lists two unnamed defendants, the operators of a Facebook group called Lucas County Pit Crew Dogs Deserve Better. Keating last week said she detailed what the experience was like. At the time, the story, Dubois' lawyer declined to comment because of the civil litigation that is pending. I mean, if impersonating someone is not a crime, then why aren't we going after these dudes in Pakistan and stuff? Like, again, who have fake
because it's
mirrored Facebook pages of us. They take our pictures and they start mirroring Facebook pages. Now all of a sudden, if it's not a crime, well then we need to start going after people and start bombing countries.
What?
Ooh.
Yes.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Calm down, Donald Eli.
Well, I'm telling you, when you're taking old people's money and you're scamming old people.
This is not
in
what
country,
we're talking about.
When they what do you mean?
You were literally talking about the LC4 thing.
I understand
So
it, but you said stealing the identity of someone on Facebook is not a crime.
It isn't.
Well, okay, well that's what these people are doing to take money from old people. They're making fake Facebook pages. They're impersonating people. They're impersonating real organizations.
Well, there's a difference between what they are doing because what they are doing is committing wire fraud. They are not.
That's worse.
They are not getting charged with identity theft.
That's worse, though.
It is
why
not
are we
a
not
crime.
going after them?
Because it's not a crime.
What isn't?
Pretending to be somebody else on Facebook is not a crime.
They charged them with it.
They dropped the charges.
I understand, but
clearly
you
don't.
You charged them, so there must be some sort of statute that you charged them
they
with.
thought they could, and then they dropped the charges.
Crazy. All right. The next 24 hours is going to be wild news. I think weather-wise, maybe tomorrow morning they're talking about what ice and stuff going on. Well, our good friend Blizzard Bill is on with us this morning from his Blizzard Bill social media pages. You get your forecast there. If you aren't getting it there, like, well, what are you doing with your life? Blizzard Bill, good morning.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, Blizzard Bill webcast. Just go ahead and type in my name, Blizzard Bill Spencer, and thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, follow us on there for continuous weather updates. But let's break this down, all right, friends. Nothing's going to happen during the day today.
Okay.
All right, I've got notifications from followers that they went to the supermarkets yesterday, and people are freaking out. Toilet paper's disappearing. Please don't do that. All right, there's no reason to. This is going to be a quick hitter coming in tonight. And tomorrow, I do admit, tomorrow morning, about this time, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be getting very icy road conditions, about 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice. Is going to be out there. You'll have ice on your car. You'll have ice on the bridges and overpasses and things like that. But this is not an ice storm. It's going too fast. We're not dropping enough ice. But it's going to be a morning nuisance. Be careful walking across parking lots, sidewalks. You get the idea. Very icy. Then it moves away tomorrow during the day once the sun gets up. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, it's going to be above freezing, and you're going to be fine. You'll be able to go to the store in the afternoon. You'll be great. You can go to the store today, get some snacks, go get your medicine, whatever you want to do. This is like a 6 or a 9 hour quick shot of freezing rain, but don't get on the roads tomorrow morning and go crazy, driving around nuts.
Right.
Because there's going to be the traffic and the road conditions are not going to be the best. Now, that moves on. All right, Friday looks pretty good. Then we have a second one coming in during the day on Saturday. That looks a little bit stronger. That has more freezing rain and possibly more snow. Excuse me. So that one we have to watch also. Number 2. We call that number 2. By Super Bowl Sunday, it's gone. You'll be able to go to the sports bars. You'll be able to go to the restaurants. You'll be able to go to your friend's house and watch a Super Bowl game. It's on Saturday, not on Sunday. So I hope that helps everybody out. But tomorrow morning, tonight, starting about 10 o'clock tonight, we're going to be spitting rain, but it's going to be freezing on impact.
I do have a text message for Blizzard Bill, 419-345-3375. Question for Blizzard Bill. How does the weather know exactly when I have to drive to work? Like, this always happens in the middle of the week, never weekends, never 4 p.m., I swear. How does the weather know when this person goes to work?
Because Elon Musk took your information. He's controlling the weather.
I knew it. Thank you, Blizzard Bill.
I knew it. We
Just
all
confirmed a conspiracy.
That's exactly it. They've got your phone number, your social security number, and they got your address. They put it in the machine and said, I'm going to F up this guy every morning there's a storm.
I love it. All right, Blizzard Bill. So no freakouts. We are going to get a little stuff tonight into tomorrow morning,
yes.
And then by 10 a.m. tomorrow we're going to be fine. Then Saturday.
Yes,
awesome.
Exactly. Then Saturday again. No school on Saturday. Obviously, I don't know about schools tomorrow morning. You know, that's up to the school superintendents. I'm getting that question quite a bit.
Yeah.
If the roads are icy, I'm sure they don't want to put the buses on the roads.
Right.
But what's going to happen, they're in a catch-22, the school superintendents. If they put the buses on the road and it's icy, all right, then the parents are going to get mad. But by 10, 11 o'clock, and in the afternoon, it's going to be 40, 45 degrees, and the parents are going to go, why are my kids home? It's great out here.
Right.
So it's a rough decision tomorrow morning, but I know you'll keep everybody up to date on that.
Well, I'm rocking a 3-hour delay.
Yeah.
I'm rocking a 3-hour delay.
3-hour delay gets you out of that 10 a.m. window, you think? Demetrius wants a never-used 3-hour delay before. Maybe we do that.
You know what I mentioned? I mentioned on my webcast yesterday, we were talking about this, that I wish they had a 4-hour, like half the day. Well, maybe 3 is half a day, okay?
Yeah.
If they had a half a day shutdown, basically, let the road crews get out, get the ice, put the stuff down. They're going to be doing that stuff all day today. You know that, putting all the stuff down.
Yeah.
That would probably work nicely, because by 9, 10 o'clock, I mean, you're going to go, what ice? What are you talking about?
Right.
It's going to be, that sound you hear outside is going to be dripping. That's what's going to happen by 10, 11 o'clock.
Well, Blizzard Bill, you and Demetrius are geniuses. You both had the same idea. Geniuses, both of you.
Well, we do. We see, since we're geniuses, we don't text each other or email. We do it by mental telepathy.
Yep, that's right.
That's what we do.
That's right. And I want to.
Yeah, I know his every thought, and my goodness, it's
Oh.
nasty.
Uh-oh. Blizzard Bill, you better scrub your brain.
I'm just.
I'm gonna have to beat my head against the wall and take some bleach and do
I
something.
don't-
I gotta clean up my head.
I don't think that's gonna help. Beating that head ain't gonna help.
Thank you, Blizzard. Go to the Blizzard Bill webcast. I thought we were cool because we have like 500,000 or so. He's 300,000 people watching our Facebook page every month. He's like, I got 4 million. All right, Blizzard.
Yeah, I mean it's going pretty good. Hey, if you need me, I'll be around tomorrow. Let me know.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. There it is, Blizzard Bill Spencer from the Blizzard Bill webcast, and he is saying, "Don't you worry, you little monkeys, you'll be fine." What else going on? Marijuana detection on the roads. Lawmakers are worried that state police lack the tools to detect and punish those driving under the influence of marijuana. Will you stop? What is wrong with these people? I don't even smoke marijuana, but I'm like, let it go. Like, when have we been like, oh my God, that marijuana caused that accident? Has it ever happened? Do we ever know of anything where marijuana has caused an accident?
Not that I'm aware of.
Why are these Republicans so fixated on? We voted it in. It's in the Constitution. Let's move the F on. Sandusky man is charged in alleged dog sale scam. A man told police last month he had paid this dude $1,500 for a puppy. According to police reports, he said he sent the money on Facebook's MetaPay feature in multiple payments, but then the dude deactivated his account without delivering the dog, and there you go.
Wow.
That's the thing. It's like you want to put in a deposit so no one else gets something, but you got to make sure that you're not going to get scammed. It's a fine line.
Look, it's what you get for trying to buy these designer dogs. You guys, everybody's like, $1,500 for a French bulldog. You're like, oh my God, I can't. The price is too good, and you send that money out.
Yeah.
The only thing you're getting is French fries.
Yeah.
Now,
I got scammed by a guy on Facebook. He was coming to do the engines on my generator, and he came one day and he did a good job, and he's like, all right, well, if you want me to finish those other 2, I can do those tomorrow. I don't have time today, but just give me $200 and I'll get the supplies and everything, blah blah. And he fixed it the first day. Dude, never saw him again.
yeah, because he spent the $200 at the bar.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't get the stuff.
Yeah.
Tim almost fell for a French bulldog online. I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, this is such. Honestly, it was like $2,500, but it was an all gray. They're very rare, and they usually go for like $5,000 to $10,000.
Oh wow.
And he's like, look at this dog. It's beautiful. I said, look where this dog is located. And it was like in the middle of winter in like Washington, D.C. And I go, why are there flowers on the ground with this dog? And he goes, oh, yeah, I guess it's not.
See,
Clearly.
that's why women are better investigators.
I know.
Like they look at everything. Dudes are just like, but the dog. It's the dog. You see the dog. I don't know why you're looking at all the stuff around the dog.
Right. We're talking about a dog.
I'm talking
here.
about the damn dog.
I know.
And you're like, the dog is on a jet ski with goggles on.
They trained it really well.
I did get a text that says, I feel you on the marijuana, but I'm also sick of hitting my cabin air circulation because of the skunk getting inside from the Nissan Altima in front of me.
My bad. I have an Impala now. Just keep an eye out for that.
It is true, dude. I can't believe you're driving and you.
That is dumb. I'm just saying, this is like, look, there are so many other ways that you could be rocking this without, just let it be what it is. Find a, if you want to rock flower at your house, rock flower at your house.
Yeah.
In your backyard, that's fine.
Yeah.
But in a car, You have so many other ways of doing it. It's
know.
almost like you're flipping your middle finger at the police.
I know.
And
Like,
you're
why have you
begging
not-
them to do something.
Why have you not moved to vapes?
And-
It's crazy.
Vapes hurt my lungs. They make my lungs feel weird. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but I just don't. I just prefer the flower.
It tickles my lungs.
Not in
I
a
don't
good
like
way.
it. The vape makes me feel weird.
That being
It
said, I
tells me
don't.
not to tell my parents or it'll kill them.
Oh my god. That being said, I don't really drive dirty anymore. I don't really smoke and drive anymore.
Good for you. Good for you.
Now, if I'm planning on smoking at a friend's, I'll bring something to,
Yeah.
go over there. But since
Yeah.
I got my house, it's like, dude, why would I even? Why don't I want to take that unnecessary risk?
Right. A Toledo woman is searching for a kidney donor. This poor woman, Leah Williams, she's been waiting since 2022. She's searching for a kidney or whatever. So on the back of her car, she said, "Hey, I need a kidney," and then has an email address because she's trying to find a donor. It says across the country there are 100,000 people waiting, and there are about 2,500 people waiting in Ohio. So she's trying to find a way to get to the front of the line, and she got a big sticker in her window that says, "I need a kidney donor," and then an email address. So,
Wow.
a Toledo barber takes his creativity to another level with the launch of a new clothing line. The Beast clothing line hit the market this month and stands for Be Empowered and Stay True.
Nice.
Beast, be empowered and stay true. Thank you, Anthony Gonzalez is the co-owner of Beast Barbers and Apparel, as well as the Beast clothing brand. Good for him.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Ohio governor orders state employees back into the office 5 days a week, starting in March. Republican Governor DeWine has ordered state employees to be back in the office full time. What do you think of that? That's interesting. I don't know.
Oh, good. Good
why-
for you having to go to work.
Like everybody else.
Shut up.
A lot of people work at home now. Like that's just the way it works.
No, it's
now.
not. Stop. We're not divorcing. This isn't a lifestyle that you've all of a sudden become accustomed to. Shut up. Take your ass back to work.
K2, tell him.
Yeah, if I was told to go back in the office, I'd be finding another job.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
But that's
do you wanna,
her
do you want to
option.
do you want to lose K2?
That's her option.
Do you want to lose her?
No way, Jose.
No.
Yeah, like now I've been seeing a lot more and more where people have to go in for half the week. Like, or, they're doing a little bit remote, like 2 to 3 days a week.
Well, the federal government now is going 5 days a week since Trump said y'all got to get back in the office, and now I guess the states are doing it
You
too,
laid off
so.
everybody. What are you talking about? You literally put them on the best definition of remote work
You
ever
see 20
with a 7-month buyout.
20,000 people are taking the buyout.
Crazy.
Yes,
We'll
they're
see how it
crazy.
goes.
I don't
So-
know what you're doing.
My girlfriend's mother is one of them that's trying to decide what she's going to do. It's and my girlfriend's like, Mom, you have to have a plan A and a plan B, because even if you stay, because she's kind of leaning to the point where she wants to stay. She's like, but what? Because if he comes in, if you stay and he comes in and fires you, you get nothing. That was in the
know.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
Crazy.
But I still get unemployment.
Yeah, that's exactly
Like
it.
that's the thing. And
You can't
like,
take that away
look,
from
you
them.
can't take unemployment away from me if you lay me off. If I resign, I've walked away from unemployment rights.
Right. It's crazy. By the way, Elon Musk is getting heat as a special government employee.
Bro.
The president acknowledged that Musk can get inside sensitive government computers like the Treasury Department payment system.
Well, he's got access only to letting people go that he thinks are no good if we agree with him.
Does he make? It's not even a category in a computer. Doesn't he make sense? You're just talking.
And it's only if we agree with him.
The White House says in his role running the Department of Government Efficiency, Musk is designated as a special government employee with top secret security clearance.
Elon
Never got vetted for top secret security clearance.
can't do and won't do anything without our approval. And we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't.
A top Musk.
I just have a question for
So weird.
a man who has never had to get anyone's approval to do anything. Now all of a sudden, you expect him to run to you and ask you if he can do something?
Yeah. Not
If
gonna
this
happen.
is something he can do?
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
That's never going to happen.
White House now is saying they're getting rid of the Department of Education.
What is going on?
Getting rid of the Department
Bro.
of Education. It's gone.
Can
Is that because Trump's trying to leave it to the states?
Yeah.
But you can't. There needs to be national education
Right,
standards.
Right. Yeah. But you
Like,
can't.
I
You
can't
can't
ha-
be in Mississippi and then not have your kids as prepared as someone in Virginia. Like that, you have
It
to have a
makes
national
no
standard.
sense.
Yeah, I agree.
It is literally what he is, and what he is doing is he is dumbing down generations of Americans so that they are easier to trick, they are easier to manipulate, they eat shit up that they see on the internet because they don't have the ability to critical thinking.
You know, as a realtor, my mind goes to whatever state does well in education. Are you going to have people say, "Okay, we have to move to this state because this state is better"?
Right.
That's exactly what's
Educator
going to happen.
than-
You're going to find education deserts. Alabama, Mississippi, all of
red
those
states.
places will be education deserts.
By the way, RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard have advanced in Senate confirmation. They're very controversial, but the Republicans have pushed them through, so they're on to the next, I think the last round or whatever. I don't know. I did get a text in the previous administration should not have effed it up so bad. This is the whirlwind. Wrong, D. You were fine way before the Department of Education was formed. Here's another one. So the president and Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, they said they're pushing everyone out of the Gaza. America's going to take Gaza over, and it's going to become a resort.
That's dumb.
He's going to turn it into the French Riviera of the Middle East.
He's going to be like, go ahead and bomb us. Go ahead.
And the Palestinians got to go. They got to go. They got to go other places.
Yeah, he's going to send them to Egypt.
Yeah.
And where else? And both of those countries said Jordan. Both of them said no.
Yeah.
They were like no. And so what are you going to do? First of all, these guys clearly show that they're willing to fight.
We follow this.
Like, what are you doing?
Thousands of years.
Yeah, they put on vests that show you that they're willing to
So what,
fight.
are you going to wipe them out now if they don't leave? Like, are you going to, or is the American now going to go in and just wipe out the Palestinians? Like, what are we doing? Like, what?
That's not.
The problem is every dumb thing he says, then we follow. We go down that rabbit hole. It's like, what happened to Greenland? What happened to Canada?
Canada.
What happened to Canada? I mean, it's like, dude,
That's how we're going to pronounce them when they join the union.
It's just every dumb thing. He's got word diarrhea. Like he just and we
You know what it
and
is?
as the media, we just follow it down that rabbit hole. It's like stop.
Do you know? Okay, so I feel like this is how he runs his administration.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, he says something that's super crazy,
Mm-hmm.
like I want to turn the Gaza Strip into a resort island.
Right. He
Right.
said it in a meeting,
and people were like, "Oh my god!" And then he'll say,
This is the equivalent to having no one will tell you no. It's the equivalent.
And then he slides in something less crazy, and people are like, "You know what? I'll eat that."
Yeah.
Because that whole Gaza thing was like just a cream pie of nuttiness. But, you know, the idea of sending immigrants to Guantanamo Bay, I can wrap my mind around.
Well, you know, that's a strategy. Steve Bannon has said it. That who was one of President Trump's advisor. You just flood it with shit, and then enough stuff is going to go through that you want to go through, and and the goofy stuff just gets blocked.
Yeah,
but
you're
that's
like-
what we focus
you're
on.
like,
The
at least
goofiest.
he's not going after Gaza. I'll give him
Right.
Guantanamo Bay.
It's a strategy.
and it's
crazy.
It's crazy. Netanyahu said it, like during the interview. He said he looked President Trump dead in the face, and he goes, "You know what?" He said, "You're the guy that says stuff that makes people's jaws drop."
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And they're like, and then he lied to him, and then he goes and then after they think about it, they go, "Ooh, you're right." But that's never
no,
been the
that's
thing.
not it, yeah.
But the up front part is the truth.
It is. U.S. Postal Service has suspended incoming parcels from China and Hong Kong after Trump signed that order terminating the duty-free handling of packages worth less than $800. So what does that mean? Like if you got stuff
Now
from
I don't
Temu,
know where my AirPods are coming.
I know, like that or Temu. Like what do you do?
You don't.
You don't.
It's gonna be weeks before they figure it out.
Huh? Interesting.
There used to be, I think you said it, anything under $800 from China came in duty free. But now, since that whole thing is
The
taking
tariff,
effect,
yeah.
nothing comes in.
Interesting. President Trump will attend the Super Bowl, and the NFL is removing the phrase "end racism" from the end zones for the first time since 2021. They've been putting that. I didn't know that was controversial. End racism. That's
what?
Yes, they've had it in the end zones, painted in there since 2021, and they are now pulling it out this year.
Was it because Trump asked him to?
We don't know. No, we don't know why. I'm not sure.
Well, it's been there since 2021.
Uh-huh.
He's
coming to the Super
This
Bowl.
is the first time a sitting president has ever attended a Super Bowl.
I didn't
ever.
know that. Uh-huh.
So, can we come to a conclusion that if A happens and end racism is being taken out of the end zones, and this is the first time a sitting president has ever attended the Super Bowl, can we say that one may affect the other?
Right.
That would be a conspiracy.
That is not a conspiracy.
That is most
it is
definitely
cause
a
and
conspiracy.
effect.
It is a conspiracy, but it is cause and effect. It's
Yes.
both. It's both. Bill Gates has confirmed he's in a new relationship with a woman named Paula Hurd. Congratulations. I've heard that name before.
So have I.
Who is it?
I know.
Why do I feel like she
thing.
had a wing-a-ding with Bill Clinton?
Oh, I don't know.
How do you spell Hurd?
Or does she live in Sylvania? I can't remember.
I know. Is she Amber Heard's sister?
I don't know.
I hope Bill Gates don't got no pillows.
Paula Hurd, Paulahurd.
What Paula here?
I did get a text in because a racist saw and actually said, I never thought of that before. Get rid of this shit. Racist. That is funny. And racism.
I don't like it. I don't like the message it's sending.
Apparently, Paula Hurd was formerly married to late Oracle CEO Mark Hurd.
Interesting.
I
Passed
like
away
that
in 2019.
and she looks age appropriate.
Oh, good. 2 teenagers in Texas were arrested for allegedly approaching a pair of elementary school children asking if they wanted to be kidnapped. They said it was part of a viral TikTok prank.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's not even a good prank.
No.
Do you know anyone who does?
Yeah.
It's just there's so much opportunity there for chaos.
It's funny you were asking. I ran into a group of kids who were talking just earlier about how they wish they would get kidnapped. They're about 20 yards behind us.
Yep, they were asking for candy too.
People are. This is interesting. We're texting more. People don't want to answer their phone calls. They don't make phone calls. My phone doesn't ring pretty much all day. It's just text messages. People are speaking 3,000 fewer words each day compared to 20 years ago. That's a significant amount. 3,000 less words every day.
Let's make it 6,000 so people start shutting the hell up.
Right?
Damn.
Yeah.
Like, how many words do we have to get to shut the fuck up?
Okay, I didn't say that word.
Like I need. Like we have DEFCON levels. I want that kind of.
13% of Americans say God cares who wins the Super Bowl. Remember?
You think God cares about the Super Bowl?
13% of people do.
Oh my God.
Grimace.
You think he shows up in his chief shit? And then all the Native Americans are like, that is culturally insensitive, God. And he's like, Mahomes is my dog.
I think it's interesting you think God's a Swiftie.
Right. Of course he is. Come on.
Yeah. You remember Grimace's Irish uncle, Grimace from McDonald's, his Irish uncle?
O'Grimacy?
Uncle O'Grimacy. McDonald's says they're bringing him back with the Shamrock Shakes for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Out here taking good jobs from American Grimaces.
February is America's 11th favorite month. The summer months are the more popular ones. October is actually number 1, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because Halloween has just become like the biggest thing now.
It's like the new Christmas.
It is the new Christmas.
It is not. It is not.
It is, though.
the new Christmas.
Everybody loves Halloween.
Yeah,
Demetrius, it is.
that's fine. But
You
it
won't
is
hear
not
one person complain about holidays on Halloween.
I hate Halloween.
Oh,
Thank
God.
you.
I hate it.
Minus her, minus K2.
Do NFL
Hit him with the K2.
all right. Here we're going to dispel a conspiracy theory right now. Do NFL referees really favor the Kansas City Chiefs? According to analysis done, a huge, big old study, no. So stop. Stop.
I feel like that's a fake study.
It's
Yeah.
not a fake study.
I think the
You
Chiefs
can't-
were behind that study.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
That's the craziest thing. I need to know who did the study.
I do.
No,
Yeah,
you
fact
don't.
check it.
You guys don't care when it's stuff you agree with.
Oh, dude,
You never fact check shit you agree with.
Well, if I agreed with
Yesterday-
it, then it would be right.
Yesterday, this Trumper posted, and I usually stay out of them, but this one was funny. 50% of the Ukraine aid has been wasted. 50%. They can't account for 50%. Well, it took one thing on PolitiFact to PolitiFact, which is in non-biased source. It says that that fact that's going around is not true. So I just posted that. They're like, well, how do you believe that? Well, they believe the dude that posted the first one, but they want to question me on the second one, which is hysterical.
I put articles and footnotes in my post, so you can check those.
Funny how no one is bothered by the racist Hollywood version of Indian chants by Chiefs fans, and the refs are way bought off. All right, that is the news. Here is traffic and weather.
From the Taylor Automotive Traffic Center, I'm Katie the Baroness on Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning. Bad accident this morning. I-75 southbound is closed from Alexis Road to I-280. It looks like it's going to be closed for a while, so avoid the area. You can detour Alexis westbound to Stickney southbound. Taylor Kia, where you pay what we pay. When you buy your new vehicle at Taylor Kia of Toledo, you get employee pricing. Let us know what you're looking for and we'll sell it to you at our cost. This is a limited time offer. To learn more, visit us at TaylorKiaToledo.com or give us a call at 419-842-8811 to speak with a team member today.
All right, guys, looking at the weather here currently, it is 22 outside, but it feels like 12, so very cold. Make sure you stay warm. We do have a winter weather advisory from today at 10 p.m., well, I guess tonight, through Thursday morning at 10 a.m. about that freezing rain that Blizzard Bill went over. Got a high of 28 today and a low of 22 later on tonight. Furniture Palace, where everything you see is on sale. Furniture Palace has the guaranteed lowest prices on thousands of in-stock name brand items, plus no credit needed financing. 4 convenient locations: Central Avenue, Toledo, Reynolds Road in Maumee, Woodville Road in Northwood, and Navarre Avenue in Oregon, or online at FurniturePalaceToledo.com. That's your traffic and weather. I'm Stephen B. on Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
I tell you, my friends, over State Line Sauce, the #1 hot sauce in all of Toledo. If you don't have State Line at your Super Bowl party, don't even bother inviting me. Don't pick up the text. Don't put my number in your phone. I ain't going nowhere if there ain't State Line sauce somewhere. So I'll just have my own party here, and I'll just have like 8 bottles of State Line in my lap with just me and the TV, and I will be fine with that. All right. Let's see. So, by the way, this my friend who loves the show, who listens to the show, she just sent me the 7-day forecast for Florida, where she's got a place that she said we can come and just for free and just come there.
When?
70s all next week. Whenever she said.
So we go next week?
Why are you looking at me like that, Demetrius? You gotta move all this equipment. We can't do that. I don't know.
All of this? I don't think all of this needs to go.
No?
I'll bring my laptop.
Have you not been to a Radio Shack? I think most of this we can get pocket size.
We're just all gonna go to Florida. Kelly,
sounds great.
Kelly, you down?
I've
We have
been
to stay in
meaning
the same
to tell
place?
you today that I'm not going to be here for Thursday or Friday or Monday.
What?
Impromptu to Florida. Impromptu trip to Florida.
She's already going.
Wait,
we
did
can just
you,
meet
did you
her.
already reach out to her?
I love white people vacation. It's just an impromptu trip to Florida. We weren't even planning it.
We were.
Dude.
They just decided we were going to go to Florida.
That is rich people stuff.
Yeah, that
everyone
is
else,
rich people
everyone
shit
else
right
plans for months. You know, it's like, man, I can't wait till July when we get to go on vacation. Kelly's like, hey, this Friday and Monday gonna be out.
You know, we got back Tuesday. Decided to go to Florida on Friday. Just a thing.
Jeez,
Yeah.
I know.
That is a level of life that I aspire to reach.
I
though.
know.
By the way,
agree.
did I tell you I also bought an entire village in Ethiopia? Yeah. I had like 78 cents laying around.
Yeah,
you know.
that's good.
No biggie.
We got to make our way to Florida, you guys. All right, that is State Line Sauce. Get sauced.
All right, guys, second month into the new year. It's still not too late if you failed your New Year's resolution
Right.
or if you're still going strong and need some backup. Holy Grail Wellness, those wonderful ladies working miracles, got your back, guys. $100 off on any weight loss program of your choosing for this month. Go to www.thestabbingnurse.com or call Kendra Callie at 419-388-7760. Schedule your consultation and get you losing that weight again. Don't forget, $100 off all month long, only at Holy Grail Wellness.
Talking insurance with Tom Hudak from Regan Insurance Company.
Why do you care so much about the consumer over your business? Because there's time after time where you've said, hey, if you're comfortable with your agent, that's great. Stay there. If you just need to have questions answered, I can help you.
There's a lot of things I don't know about. And I like when I can go and I can find somebody who I can trust. I have a mechanic who is going to tell me whether I should fix something on my car, whether something needs to be fixed or not, even if it doesn't make him any money. There are people in the community, and if we all work together and we take care of each other that way, we're all going to be a lot better off than if we all just look out for ourselves.
So you think of this more as the importance to the community than it is to get as much business as you can?
Absolutely. If we're all looking out for each other, then that means somebody's looking out for us too, and it all comes back to us.
How can we get a hold of you at Regan Insurance Company, Tom?
They can call us at 419-292-0001 or online at reganins.com. It's REGANINS.com.
Bring it. Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
Live from the Taylor Automotive Studios, Northwest Ohio's largest car dealership, Cadillac, Hyundai, Genesis, Kia dealers, along with quality used cars from the top foreign and domestic automakers. Stop by your local dealership, test drive your new car, truck, van, or SUV today. Also brought to you by Skinology, Furniture Palace, and Regan Insurance. Now back to Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
I'm Andrew Z, Demetrius, Nicodemus, Kelly Latz, the Princess of Property from Howard Hanna Realty, K2, the Baroness, and Stephen B. Harding. So I thought this was kind of interesting. Our good friend Meredith Solo, she posted on Facebook yesterday a very interesting question. She called it a hot take. A hot take. She says today.
That's what I called the day after the bar. Hot takes. Rushing to the bathroom.
Today,
got a hot take.
Today at work, we decided there are two types of men, only two types of men. Every man falls into two categories.
God.
One, meatloaf and mashed potatoes, or two, cocaine and strippers. A guy can go from meatloaf and mashed potatoes pretty quickly, especially after a breakup, to number two. But they rarely go from cocaine and strippers to meatloaf and mashed potatoes. They still got that cocaine and strippers dog buried somewhere inside of them. It comes out when their wife isn't around. We spend all day categorizing every guy we ever met, and sure as crap, they fit into one of these two categories. We aren't scientists,
nope,
but I think we're for sure onto something. I have to agree.
Stop.
You can't make a cocaine and strippers person become a meatloaf and mashed potatoes, but a meatloaf and mashed potatoes can taste the cocaine and stripper life, and all of a sudden they can be converted. One can be converted, one cannot. I have to agree.
Why?
What say you?
Based on what?
I'm just common sense.
Just common sense.
Yes.
That's just it.
Yes.
You're like, I read the sentence. I don't even need to do any research, and it just makes sense to me. That's got to be the truth.
Right.
Okay.
You don't.
I agree.
Do you agree or not?
I agree.
Kelly, what about you? Do you agree or not?
I think that number two guy can go to number one for a moment.
Right.
Like they get
right,
tired of the.
Oh yes,
and
yes.
not J Lo.
Yes.
Yeah, but then Jennifer Garner gets boring. Mashed potatoes and meatloaf gets boring,
Yep.
and then you want J Lo all over again.
That is. See, Kelly, you were right. See, Meredith is right. Steven, what do you think?
I thought we were really talking about meatloaf and mashed potatoes. That sounded really good.
I know it does.
I was like, can we find a way to merge them both?
Oh man, you want cocaine strippers, meatloaf, and mashed potatoes?
Yes.
That sounds like a party.
Are we saying meatloaf and mashed potatoes are just average-looking women? Is that what we're saying?
No. What we're saying is This
Your
is about
cliche, boring
this
relationship.
This is about the men.
No, because what we're saying is that men Like either men are like hard partying, they love to be around hot girls, or are we talking, or is meatloaf and mashed potatoes
safe? I don't think it's. What did you call it?
Average.
I don't think that. I think
No, I don't think
I
that.
think it is more like. I agree with you, Andrew. It's more like safe, where it's predictable.
Yeah.
It's comfort food.
Right. And it's the easy. It's the good life. It's the wholesome life. It's the you take off your
It's not
shoes
the
when you
steak
get
and
home.
lobster.
Right. I did get a text in 419-345-3375. I agree with this assessment. I would also like to assert that there are subtypes of man that fall under these umbrella categories. For example, the lawnmower and beer subtype would fall under meatloaf and mashed potatoes. Same for the World War II history and whiskey. I don't know about all that, but anyway. What about you, Steven? Do you agree or do you not agree? Two types of men and one man. If you are the meatloaf and mashed potatoes, you can become the cocaine and stripper man.
You could
but if you're the
become
cocaine
both.
and stripper man, you can't fully commit to the
You could
meatloaf and
become
mashed
both.
potato life.
So
If
this
you're-
man right here is trying to teeter on both.
You are trying to teeter on both.
You can,
mind
though.
wants meatloaf and mashed potatoes, but he's always looking
But-
for the stripper and the cocaine.
That is
That's
Steven.
That's just the addict in me, though.
well,
You know.
I don't know. I think that's true.
Well, I think if you're a number two guy
Uh-huh.
and you've been a number two guy for most of your life, I think eventually it either consumes you and that's just what you know, or you start longing for more. You start wanting to settle down and just pick that one.
Right. And there's no doubt that every number two guy, the cocaine and stripper guys, definitely wants to be the meatloaf and mashed potatoes.
And they,
but can he?
They
be?
become it for a moment.
Yes.
That's like 5 to 7 years.
It takes the right dish of
then-
meatloaf and mashed potatoes for a man to stay.
Ah,
It really
this is
does.
so funny.
It does.
What happens though is let's say I've had this analogy before, but let's say you have a gorilla as a pet, and you've had this gorilla for 20 years.
Teach it drums.
And you love this gorilla, and you guys sit on the couch and you guys watch TV together. And
So we're calling our wife a gorilla now?
Yeah.
no, just this is a real. This is a
Probably
real
a silverback.
This is a real. This is a real gorilla. A real gorilla. So she sits on the couch with you, and if people let me tell you about my best. They're cooking food together, and the gorilla is been part of the family for 20 years. Then all of a sudden, you drop a glass, and you accidentally your foot gets stuck in the glass, and there's blood everywhere, and the gorilla just gets a little taste of blood, and all of a sudden it rips your face off, and you realize that down below it's always a gorilla no matter what. And I think the same thing with this. You can become a meatloaf and mashed potatoes guy, but deep down, once you get another taste of a stripper or some cocaine or something, you can't hold that down forever. I mean,
That's why there's a lot of pressure on the meatloaf and mashed potatoes to be delicious.
Oh my goodness gracious! But I also do see that.
That's right, because you could possibly lose if you ain't stepping up your meatloaf and mashed potato game.
Oh, wow.
It's you got to look at the meatloaf and mashed potatoes. They're the ones that want the number two guy too. So you got to kind of acclimate to a certain level to keep him around.
K2, what do you think?
Thank you.
Just in general.
Yes,
not
yes.
what he said.
I agree with everything that Meredith said.
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing.
Okay.
And there's nothing worse for you do see that like the cocaine stripper guy
Hey,
who
point to me. Demetrius
the
gets laid more than me.
stripper guy.
That doesn't make me a stripper.
You're totally a cocaine stripper guy.
What?
I
Well,
think all
not
girls try
exactly.
is change.
Huh?
I think girls try and change the cocaine stripper.
Yeah,
guy to
well,
become
they've
meatloaf
tried
guy,
to they've
but
tried
it
to
just
dem-
doesn't.
they've tried to domesticate Demetrius, but the bottom line is he's always gonna have that taste for.
But
That
on
is
the
not
flip
true.
side, the cocaine stripper guy, or the cocaine stripper guy, gets the girl and then kind of wants her to be both. Wants her eventually to be the meatloaf and
It is called the
potato
whore
girl.
Madonna complex.
And yes, and
What?
that like you are in a relationship with the cocaine stripper girl. Then all of a sudden you want her to be meatballs and mashed potatoes. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. What about the meatloaf and mashed potato guy, though? I mean, he could go his whole life being that, and he would be content. But then, what if he just one night gets a little taste of
That's what they're
cocaine
saying.
strippers?
That he's susceptible to it. But
So, are you saying he would go back though after he indulged?
Like once again,
know,
like he
man.
can't be. According to this theory, once he crosses the line, he can never go back. He will always be a cocaine and stripper guy,
Yeah.
which is a problem
back,
with this
but he'll-
theory. No, the theory states that a cocaine stripper guy can never be a mashed potato guy ever again.
No, I don't think that's what it says. It
That's
says
exactly
it
what
will
it
dabble, but
says.
it'll go back and then it'll dabble again. It'll be
Right.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Because it said it's
What does
buried.
it say?
It's buried inside somewhere. Even if you become a meatloaf, well, it says right here.
Read it.
Okay. They rarely go from cocaine and strippers to meatloaf mashed potatoes. They still got that cocaine and stripper dog buried somewhere inside of them. It comes out when their wife isn't around.
So, like, if she leaves, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. Steve, do you want to say anything on this?
Well, first of all, meatloaf and mashed potatoes is delicious.
Yes.
Yummy, and I
Thank
want
you.
some.
It is.
Thank
That
you.
was really
We all agree. We all
like
Nothing
you
wrong
can
with
be
that.
you can be a meatloaf and mashed potato guy and like cocaine.
That's true.
Look at me.
That's I would agree with that.
Now, clearly, you like meatloaf more.
Probably liked it too much.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a cocaine and kind of guy every once in a while. I'm like,
See?
but it's always nice to come back to the security and safety of meatloaf and mashed potatoes.
That's
Right.
exactly it. That's exactly
I
the
did get a
theory.
text in 419-345-3375. Can you please stop using food as references? I just made my wife get up and make me a meatloaf. Man, it sounds so good
Meatloaf
right
sounds
now.
So
Could you ever
good.
make a second one?
Ever make a second one, drop
Snag
it off?
that from you.
All right, here is Steve.
You ever see a meatloaf in a lasagna pan?
It's Steve Sleaze on Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. We are always talking about food on this show. What the hell?
I know.
Food and ladies.
Food is amazing.
Wow.
Or relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And feet.
Oh
And
yeah,
feet.
feet is always in
What?
and body functions, which I hate. I hate that.
All right.
Body functions are never attractive.
No, I agree.
Never attractive
I agree.
at all. Oh
agree.
my gosh. Never.
What else is going on?
Nothing. I'm ready for the weekend already. We're supposed to get the ice storm. I'm like, if we get this ice storm, we're supposed to get a double like tonight, and then we're supposed to get another one on Saturday. I'm like, I want the ice storm of ice storms. Like,
No.
shut it down,
Not
level
gonna be.
3. No
Not
one
gonna
can
be.
go anywhere.
We just talked to Blizzard Bill. It's not going to be. It's going to be tomorrow morning when you're on your drive in, or tonight. It's going to start tonight, so it's going to be like from 10 p.m. till 10 a.m. Like that 12 hours is going to be it. And by noon tomorrow, it's going to be in the 40s, and it's going to be all over. And Saturdays is going to be minor as well. So we're not getting
Oh,
we're not
yeah.
getting the shut in.
Do you think that it's like the national forecast decides the tone they're going to take, and then it's trickled down to local weather people? Like, because I saw on ABC, like nightly news, like they made this ice storm seem like it was going to be like it was sweeping the country, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And now you're going to tune in at 6, and you're going to see Ryan Weekman tell you the exact same thing with the exact same kind of vehemence.
Well, the problem is with Blizzard Bill, because he's an independent.
Yeah.
he doesn't have to
He
hype
didn't
it
have
up
to do
like
that.
that. He doesn't have to play that bullshit game.
Right.
So yeah, I mean it's
So it's kind of messed up.
Because
It's
Ginger
exposing.
Z's talking about Toledo all the time on Good Morning America. She's doing the hand sweep right over the Toledo, and it's going to be pestilence and doom up to 2 inches of ice.
no, it's not going to be bad.
Oh yeah,
That-
they're hyping.
Dude, her husband's so lucky. If that's what she thinks 2 inches is.
I was gonna say, didn't Blizzard Bill say it was like 2/12 of an inch or
Right.
something like that?
We'll see. All right, Steve,
He must be packing 13 feet.
what's going on in Sleaze?
Well, you guys, last week's Fire Aid concert helped raise over $100 million to help with wildfire relief efforts in LA. Now, there's
One
also
house.
a 90-track benefit album coming out.
One
Friday,
house.
It was
so-
Jaden Smith's.
Yep. Jaden's house got fixed. Thanks, guys. Billie Eilish, you rock.
They're saying this money came from donations, ticket sales, sponsorships, and merchandise sales. Fire Aid streamed across 28 platforms for free. Now, it included performances from over 30 artists, Green Day, Stevie Nicks, Lady Gaga, Pink, Billie Eilish, No Doubt, and a surprise Nirvana reunion. So you can still watch it.
What, did Kurt Cobain come back?
Right.
Hologram.
Because that would have been surprising. I would have been like, damn.
Yeah, who was singing?
Who was it? I can't
For Nirvana.
remember. I watched the whole thing. It was about almost 6 hours. I watched it on, I think it was Hulu. I think I watched it on Hulu or Max, or I think they all had it.
Yeah.
But it's there now, so I mean, if you want to watch it, it was good. It was a great show. I mean, a bunch of artists. And
I just wonder what like some of the merch said. Like, hey, my house burned down, and all I got was this stupid T-shirt.
Right.
You sat and watched it for 5 hours.
It was a couple different sittings. It was like Saturday, Sunday, like when I was doing housework and doing stuff around the house. I kind of just had it on in the background. It wasn't like sitting there watching it. But I mean, it's still no different than putting on music
yeah.
while you're getting
But
ready.
you didn't like stop and sit down and watch it. You just put it on.
Parts of it, but
Yeah.
no, not really.
It took me 3 days to get through Gladiator 2.
Really? Oh, you can't watch a movie like that where you're
But
half
it
watching
didn't-
it.
Like it did not.
It
I'm
didn't
like-
end?
it did- I'm like, there was
I
a-
love Gladiator.
There was a
I liked
point.
it.
I'm like, okay,
I liked it.
I need
Yeah,
a break.
I did too.
I like it.
Ugh.
What didn't you like about it?
I don't.
It was just long.
It was just like there were parts of it. I was just like, all right, this is not holding me.
It was cliche
And
Ridley
so-
Scott, like tit for tat. It was almost like the first Gladiator, just different storyline.
Yeah.
You know what we watched yesterday with Josie was Wild Robot. That was cute.
Was it?
So cute. Just
Never heard of that one.
Cried a couple times. They find this robot in the wild, so it trains itself to be wild. Like and then it befriends its ducky and becomes its mommy, and it's so sweet.
Then,
So
then the
How
duck
are
is
you
killed,
all
and then it
finding
goes on
how
a
to watch
murderous
all this
rampage.
TV?
Exactly.
Go from
What's that?
Gladiator 2 to that.
What's
Yeah.
that, Steve?
I'm like, how are you all finding all this time
I
to
don't
watch
get it.
TV?
Well, it's not food truck season. I don't know. I mean, I got another month of just not food truck season.
I did watch The Bachelor though. Monday.
See, so it's all about what we choose to watch. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the same. We're all watching something.
He's hot.
What'd you think of it? Was it good?
He's hot. He's hot, and I really like him. I
Is
mean,
he meatloaf and mashed potatoes hot or strippers
No,
and cocaine?
he's stripper and cocaine
Oh,
hot.
he's stripper cocaine.
He is not
for sure.
meatloaf and mashed potatoes.
I ain't never had it.
He knows he's got options.
Yeah, he's got options.
but he has this really good heart. I don't know. I really
Sure he
like
does.
him.
There's
Yes.
some meatloaf and mashed potatoes buried deep down there.
Yep.
He's
All right.
so.
Yep.
What
It's
else?
Just covered in an 8-ball.
What else, Steve?
Oh my god.
Oh my God. Anyway, so we were talking about the Grammys, and former President Jimmy Carter won a Grammy this year for narrating a book of his Sunday school lessons. Now, it was actually his fourth, but he's someone you'd never expect to be nominated for a Grammy, let alone win one. But he's not the only one. Now, here are some other people you'd be surprised to learn that have won a Grammy. Now, a lot of the celebrities have Grammys in the spoken word category, often for narrating their own books. They include Bill and Hillary Clinton, Barack and Michelle Obama, Magic Johnson, Betty White, and Kate Winslet. Now, Eugene Levy has a Grammy for the song A Mighty Wind from the movie of the same name. Now, it won Best Song Written for a Motion Picture in 2004, and Steve Martin has 5 Grammys, but only 2 are for comedy albums. The other 3 are in the bluegrass and country categories for his banjo playing.
He's great.
And Bradley Cooper has 3 Grammys, 1 for Maestro and 2 for A Star Is Born. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he did that song. Tell me something good. You know,
Yeah, in The Shallow.
Oh, yeah,
Shallow. Thank you. That's a great song.
It is, yeah. It's
Such
a good duet.
song.
So good.
Now, this one makes me happy because Elmo even got 3 Grammys from Sesame Street for Best Musical Album for Children.
Aw.
I like that.
I do too.
Joaquin Phoenix won one, too. Or take a guess. Can you guys get what he won it for?
It
Wasn't
wasn't
he-
Joker 2.
Was he in a band? Wasn't Joaquin Phoenix in a band at one point?
He was.
Oh.
He won a Grammy for Walk the Line, the soundtrack.
Oh, where
that
he
makes
played Johnny
sense.
Cash in the movie with
Yes.
Reese Witherspoon.
I
Okay.
thought he won one before now. Jeez.
I know. I thought he was in a band that may have won one, but I guess not. What else, Steve?
Yeah, you got
Let's
him
do-
confused with Jared Leto.
Oh,
Jared Leto's
God.
definitely in a band, right? Yeah. A couple of those
Oh,
guys.
sure.
Who's in? Who else? Isn't Kevin Bacon? Wasn't he in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Keanu
he's-
Reeves is in a
Yeah.
band.
Keanu Reeves. That's one I was
Johnny
thinking of.
Depp's got a band.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah, it's called "Don't Poop on My Pillow."
think they're called Hollywood vampires, actually.
I don't know. What else?
Hollywood vampires. That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's a bunch of old rock stars.
I'd say so. So Super Bowl, guys, Super Bowl roundup, commercials. Now here are the Super Bowl ads that dropped yesterday. So Uber Eats is pulling out all the stops this week. Their ad stars Matthew McConaughey and features guest appearances by Kevin Bacon, Martha Stewart, Charlie XCX, Hot Ones host Sean Evans, and Greta Gerwig. And then Barry Keenan teams up with a donkey in this year's Squarespace ad. No, it's not the same donkey from the Banshees of Inisherin. But Stella Artois teased that David Beckham was going to find his long-lost brother in their ad. And yesterday, we found out it's Matt Damon. The spot was directed by, of course, Ben Affleck. So, and then Frank's Red Hot did a commercial this year, and they put Paris Hilton in it. I love Paris Hilton's making kind of a comeback. I'm seeing her in more and more stuff.
What?
Bro,
what,
I don't
Demetrius?
know. Like their whole catchphrase is "I put that shit on everything," and what is Paris Hilton known for putting in her mouth? Everything. I don't know if that's the tie I want. Maybe as a guy I do.
You know what, Colleen and I watch just when we get 20 minutes because each episode's like 20 minutes long or whatever. Is the new Paris and Nicole?
I hate that show.
What?
Do you like it?
Oh,
Yes,
I loved it back
so
in the day.
cute.
I
So
watched the
it was so cheesy.
No, it's the reboot though.
Yeah, and it's not. They're trying to put on a stupid opera.
Yeah.
It's like the first episode was good. The first episode was good when they went back to the town, but after that, I was just like, they're just going and talking to people about this stupid freaking opera.
Yeah.
And I was so
You didn't
dumb.
like it,
And
huh?
I hate it.
Oh,
I couldn't.
man.
I couldn't sit through any more episodes.
Is anybody interested in watching the reboot of Little House on the Prairie?
I would give it a watch.
Oh,
just
yeah,
for
I'll
nostalgia.
definitely watch it.
Is there anyone from the original in it or no? Who's starring in the new?
Is there anyone alive?
Michael Landon? He's dead. Shut up.
Oh my God, Melissa Gilbert's still alive.
Yeah, Melissa Gilbert.
Oh, is she in it?
I don't know.
Oh.
Netflix is rebooting it.
Oh.
How can you recontinue that story?
I don't know. Why did they all die or something?
No, it's just so old.
Oh,
like they're all.
Well,
even
it's
the
really
kids are-
easy.
Even
After-
the kids are probably old now.
Like you start from where it stopped.
Yeah, I don't know. Dr. D's here. Good morning, Dr. D.
Good morning.
All right, what else, Steve?
So Michael Jordan's 34-year-old son Marcus had a little too much fun on Monday night because early Tuesday morning he got busted for DUI and cocaine possession outside of Orlando, Florida. Now it all started when he got his Lamborghini SUV struck on some train tracks. When cops arrived, they noticed he was slurring his words, so they gave him his field sobriety test, which he failed. Now TMZ got the police body cam footage, and throughout the whole ordeal, Marcus keeps telling the cops he disagrees with them, that he's impaired. He also makes sure to mention that his dad is Michael Jordan. Now, he gets pretty testy several times, but never violent. And at one point, while they're searching his pockets, he asks them if they'd like to check under his package. He actually says nuts. Now, the cops found a small bag of coke in one of his pockets. Marcus was booked on 3 charges: DUI, crash, and property damage, possession of cocaine, and resisting an officer without violence. He was released a few hours later, and yes, he was wearing Air Jordans, for those of you that wanted to know.
Do you think he gets to walk in and just take them off the shelf?
They get mailed to him. Like all the new ones.
He can't walk into a Foot Locker and go like, I need these and an 11 and then just walk out. I feel like Tiger Woods did that with Gatorade.
I need some Air My Dads.
Yeah, give me some Air Me's.
In his defense, I would have tried to use that line too.
Right.
My dad's Michael Jordan. Hello.
Have you seen him?
No.
Like his son?
No.
Oh my God. I'd be on drugs too.
What do you mean?
Like he is the exact opposite body type. He is not an athlete.
Oh,
He
really?
is not a success.
Which
It
one?
is
Marcus or Jeffrey?
like Marcus. Like it is like Marcus looks like Marcus plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh, too much meat and potatoes, huh?
Too much meat and potatoes.
Yeah, like he
But his face is handsome.
It's his
This is-
his
God
other son
bless you,
Jeffrey.
Kelly.
That's who got the
Jesus.
athleticism.
Yeah.
Kelly, his
I know.
face.
You would fall in love with Mask, like John Merrick. Like,
Or was it the Elephant
the
Man?
Elephant Man. Oh, mother. Oh, look at his one eye.
Oh my God.
It is just so deep blue.
All right. Oh,
The world needs people like that, though.
I know it does.
Yeah, Sloth has a good personality. too.
Baby Ruth.
Wow.
I want you too, Baby Ruth.
What else, Steve?
So you remember Joe Whalen? Now she played little Vicky Steubing on The Love Boat. So in a recent interview, she said Tommy Smothers was one of her least favorite guests because he asked her to, quote, look for a roll of quarters in his pocket. Oh my God, who does that?
Wow. It was a different time back then.
It was a different time.
It was the 70s.
It was a different time. I mean,
he's a legend. You can't.
And he's dead. Let's not do this now.
Oh, is he dead?
Are any of the Smothers brothers alive? I don't think so.
I think they both are.
Really?
No, I think they both are.
Really?
I think they both are. Tommy and,
We should
the
look
other
that
one.
up.
Tommy and Dickie Smothers. I think that's their names. One more, Steve, or are we done?
Sure. Well, you guys, I know you're a big Jelly Roll fan, so Jelly Roll is doing really well in 2025. His year starting off fabulously. He announced the other day he's lost over 120 pounds, and now he just got a big job promotion on American Idol. So last season on Idol, Jelly served as a mentor on the show, but for the upcoming season, they've expanded his role. Jelly will be the first artist in residence in Idol history. Now, here's how it's going to work. Jelly will join the show during Hollywood Week, and ABC says that he'll work closely with the Idol hopefuls, giving them firsthand advice on how to navigate the journey. Now, that's the second major change to the show for the season after they brought in Carrie Underwood as a judge to replace Katy Perry. So does that mean Idol has officially gone country? Carrie Underwood, Jelly Roll, and Luke Bryan.
Wow.
And even Lionel Richie dabbled in country music at one time, too. So this show knows what's up. Now, will be a 30-minute sneak preview on American Idol after the Oscars on March 2nd, and then the official 23rd season will premiere on air on March 9th. So there you go.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Toot-toot.
That is Steve's Sleaze. Coming up next, Dr. D in the house. Here's traffic and weather.
From the Taylor Automotive Traffic Center, I'm K2 the Baroness on Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning. I-75 southbound is still closed due to that accident earlier. It's closed from Alexis Road up to I-280. This is creating stop traffic all the way from exit 2 at Summit Street. So avoid the area. You can detour through Alexis westbound to Stickney southbound. We also have an accident on the exit ramp of I-475 to I-75. This is slow traffic from the Promedica Parkway exit. Taylor Kia, where you pay what we pay. When you buy your new vehicle at Taylor Kia of Toledo, you get employee pricing. Let us know what you're looking for and we'll sell it to you at our cost. This is a limited time offer. To learn more, visit us at TaylorKiaToledo.com or give us a call at 419-842-8811 to speak with a team member today.
All right, guys, looking at the weather here. It is currently 22 outside, feels like 18, still kind of cold, but went up a little bit for us. We do have that winter weather advisory later tonight, 10 p.m. to Thursday morning, 10 a.m. So going to be some ice coming our way. High of 28 for the day, low of 22 later on tonight. Furniture Palace, where everything you see is on sale. Furniture Palace has the guaranteed lowest prices on thousands of in-stock name brand items, plus no credit needed financing. 4 convenient locations: Central Avenue, Toledo; Reynolds Road in Maumee; Woodville Road in Northwood; and Navarre Avenue in Oregon, or online at FurniturePalaceToledo.com. That's your traffic and weather. I'm Stephen B. on Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
I tell you, my friends over at State Line Sauce, the #1 hot sauce in all of Toledo. It doesn't matter which of the amazing flavors that you choose to try. Make sure you have State Line at your Super Bowl get-together this weekend. And if you're going to the bar, take some. Don't use that generic-ass hot sauce they have at the bar or restaurant or sports bar, wherever you're going. Make sure you take some State Line, throw it in your pocket. The ladies will be happy to see what's in your pockets for once. Check out StatelineSauce.co.com so you, my friend, can get sauced. All right, Steven, you're up.
Speaking of getting sauced, they don't have sauce, but they have injections of semaglutide, which can help you lose weight so you can eat more sauce. So Go to www.thestabbingnurse.com or call Kendra and Callie at 419-388-7760. You have until the end of this month to go ahead and take advantage of that $100 off any weight loss program of your choosing, and it's only available at Holy Grail Wellness through this month. Once again, www.thestabbingnurse.com. Go online, schedule you a consultation, start losing some weight.
We're talking insurance with Tom Hudak from Regan Insurance Company and what separates him, being an independent insurance agent, from an insurance agent that works at one of those big insurance companies.
There's typically 3 ways people can get insurance. One is if you just want to go online or call an 800 number and just get a call center or someplace. And there's nothing wrong with that if you know what you're looking for. Another way is there are agents who work with just one company. And then the next step is an independent agent. And it's an agent who represents you for multiple companies. And they help you find the best coverage and the best company for you. And all I want people to do is find an agent who they can work with and that they like. It doesn't have to be me, but make sure that you're having somebody who's looking out for you, because insurance can be complicated. And with insurance, you're paying for peace of mind. So you want to make sure you have that peace of mind, and when something comes up, that you have the coverage that you need.
How can we get a hold of you at Regan Insurance Company, Tom?
They can call us at 419-292-0001 or online at reganins.com. It's REGANINS.com.
Bring it. Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
Live from the Taylor Automotive Studios, Northwest Ohio's largest car dealership, Cadillac, Hyundai, Genesis, and Kia dealers, along with quality used cars from the top foreign and domestic automakers. Stop by your local dealership, test drive your new car, truck, van, or SUV today. Also brought to you by Holy Grail Wellness and State Line Sauce Company. Now back to Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
Hi, I'm Andrew Z, Demetrius Nicodemus, Kelly Latz, the Princess of Property from Howard Hanna Realty, K2, the Baroness, Stephen B. Hardy, and being joined by our good friend Dr. D. Good morning, Dr. D.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am great.
Now, Dr. D brought her puppy in this morning.
Yeah.
Demetrius has his puppy in this morning. It's a puppy house today.
It's puppy love.
Puppy love.
Yeah, it was, well, I won't get into it. It was a necessary choice today.
No
But,
problem.
yeah, she's good. She turned a corner. I just needed my husband to go out of town. He's been out of town for a week, and so the dog finally got structure and discipline and consistency. I tell John all the time, I'm like, okay, this is why we didn't have kids. It would have been a problem.
It would have been a disaster. I know.
It would have been a problem.
It's like I have to be the one. I have to be the a-hole in the house.
Yeah.
Because you refuse to discipline it,
Yeah.
and everyone will run amok.
Yep. And like the trainer will tell us one thing, I'll come home and like, wait, that's not what he. Well, but
Yeah, he looked hungry.
I'm like, this is why she's terrible. So she's much better now.
I know. All right, let's get into it, Dr. D. First question. 20 years ago, I developed psychosis with a personality change. I did things I'm ashamed of. I had an affair, remarried, moved out of the country, leaving my 13-year-old daughter with my ex-husband. I snapped out of it 15 years ago with the help of a good psychiatrist and excellent medication. I deeply regret my behavior, and I have made every effort to change things. However, my relationship with my daughter has never recovered in spite of my apologies, sorrow, deep shame. Fast forward, my daughter got married recently, invited her father to the wedding, but not me. I was devastated. I have been trying so hard for so many years to reestablish trust and show her I love her. I know I can't force her to forgive me, but banning me from her wedding brings me to tears every time I think about it. I have a therapist, and I'm working hard to recover from my bout of insanity all those years ago. I love my daughter very much. Can you think of anything I can do to heal our relationship, or must I just bump along until she forgives me? What a good question.
Yeah, and that is a tough one. And, people can only hear so much, that there is consequences for choices, behaviors, regardless of if they're justified or defended or converted or whatever it might be. The people that are in your life that you hurt, you can't, unfortunately, dictate how long it takes for that forgiveness. And I do, in my heart of hearts, believe that most people will get there. Unfortunately, her wedding happened in that transition, and you can't take that back, not inviting your mother to the wedding, but that was a choice, a boundary that she felt she needed to make at the time. So I think just letting that go and understanding that that is one of the consequences based on what happened. But I would just be consistent. I would write her a letter or an email or, God, do people still write letters? I don't know.
I do 3 times a day.
You know, a letter or something, just consistently. And I wouldn't put pressure. It could just be something as simple as, you know, I know you need time. I understand that. I love you, and I'm not willing to wave the white flag. Let me know. We can start slowly. Let me know when you're willing to talk or have any kind of relationship. And if there's no answer, then in a month you do it again. And then in a month you do it again. And then it's up to you on how long you want to do this because it is your daughter. But at some point, if you feel I've written 30 letters or 100 letters and she's still not responding and I guess I just need to move on, then you will be okay. It's not ideal, but you will heal and be okay on your own as well.
To me, there's a lot in this thing, man. First thing is, it's too bad that you don't have someone in your corner that's still in her life that can explain, you know, mental health, because
Yes.
mental health is a real thing, and you can do things that just don't make sense, and when you're getting better, you're like, that wasn't me. But you need someone, you need someone that's in your corner that's pitching this, because it's not this. You aren't the same person that you were.
Right. And what's really unfortunate, and you know, obviously I don't know these people, but there's a lot of, not just young people, but there's just a lot of people, they don't care about that. When they get hurt, you know, it's all about them. They're kind of wired with this selfishness, and that's fine and dandy for everybody else. And there's empathy when it's everyone else, but when it directly affects them, all of a sudden they have those blinders on. So it definitely is an uphill battle.
Go ahead, Demetrius. You look like you want to say something.
Yeah. Look, you can try, but the best way, in my opinion, is you have to understand that you can put in effort, but understand that you may not see any return on this ever. Ever. It may never, ever, ever be okay. But it is not about it being okay. It is about you being okay. And as long as you are doing what you feel is the most, then be all right with that. But understand your effort does not guarantee any kind of response from them. They don't owe you a response.
It does suck, though. I mean, and obviously you must have done some really bad things for her to be this mad at you, and you did. But it just sucks that you know, like you said, it's just that was a different person, and you just. But and it's so frustrating because you're like, God, I'm not that person. I wish they could see it, and you're so frustrated. But there's just nothing. You can't make someone forgive you.
But you have to be okay in the knowledge that you are a different person. And it's not incumbent upon anybody else other than you to see that. It is not anybody else's job to reinforce the fact that you are a different person. You don't need that you need that validation from you, because if you're working on that validation from others, then your different person is tenuous at best.
Yeah, and you just need to give it time. I mean, some people, they can see you're a different person, but maybe they're cynical in nature and, oh, well, how long is this going to last? Or this is temporary. I'm not delving back in. And then she goes back to her old ways. So then as time goes on, it's like, oh, well, okay, she's held a job and whatever else it might be for a year. And okay, well, I guess she really has changed. So I think Demetrius is right. Obviously, you have to come to terms and accept that consequence may not ever end, but just give it time.
And you bring up a good point, Dr. D, because I know something similar to this in the fact that someone feels that they made a drastic change in their life. They're like, God, why don't people see I made this huge change? Well, it takes time. You're people that don't see you every day. It takes time for you to earn that trust back.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen in your timeline. It happens in their timeline. And you, like you said, you have to be consistent with it. Don't get crazy again and then not crazy and then crazy again and not crazy, because then people start to tune out your turning it around because they've heard this dance before.
Yeah, and I wish people would realize that they can accept people back in their life. They can forgive. They can know that they were in a dark place, whatever it might be, and that it doesn't have to be exactly the same. So many people are such all or nothing people, and it doesn't need to be like that. You can enter back into a toxic relationship that potentially is no longer toxic with boundaries and rules, and it may never look the same, but to completely nix a mother or a child, out of your life and not even be willing to put up extreme boundaries is, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Another question. I received a Facebook message from my first cousin. In it, she apologized for not communicating with me for the past 10 months. It ended with, "Send me your address so I can send you a birth announcement." I wasn't even aware that she had been pregnant. I contacted her father, who said the child was born 2 months ago. The cousin is not a teen or unwed. She's a professional and married. I'm puzzled, not only because I wasn't told, but mainly because her message did not announce the birth, other than referring that an announcement would be mailed. I'm confused and not interested in feigning sudden interest in a situation I was excluded from knowing about. I can't help but assume the purpose of the mailed announcement is a baby gift, a gift grab, coming from months after the child's arrival. Am I looking at this wrong, Dr. D?
I mean, right or wrong is kind of difficult to answer, but I think prospectively speaking, it's not being looked at correctly, because all you're doing is harnessing bitter and angry thoughts and feelings towards somebody else, which is just going to affect you. I would just take it for what it's worth. I mean, there's when we talk about relationships, and there's that book that he's just not that into you. You're just not as close as you thought you were, and that's okay. You find out things like that throughout life, that you're not as close as you thought you were. Nobody can really answer why you didn't know, but I don't think it's too ludicrous to reply and say, "How did I not know that you were pregnant or had a baby? Are you, what's going on with that?" See what they say. But whatever that answer is, I would just accept that this is your cousin. You guys aren't as close as you thought you were, and if you want any kind of relationship at all, embrace it now. And if you feel like it's a gift pull, don't give a gift, give a congratulations text, and then see where the relationship goes from there. But people disappoint us all the time, and it's how you handle it is really what matters.
Demetrius, do you want to add to that, or are you good? Passing on that one.
I'm passing.
What do you think, Kelly? I mean, you're a mom and a grandma. Like, what do you think as far as why somebody would hold that kind of information?
I mean, my daughter holds that kind of information also. And
you
I
go.
think it's
What do you mean?
absolutely the truth. She's not shouting on the top of her lungs that she's pregnant. She doesn't do Facebook. And so I can see where somebody might not know she's pregnant. But that is her personal choice. And honestly, in her situation, she is always like, her health is an issue, so she keeps it to herself. She keeps it to herself and her close family and friends. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that this person thinks that it's a gift grab.
Right.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I think that it's a personal choice, and she's now ready to tell her, and she should just accept the information and be happy for her.
But if it is,
cousin.
I mean, I don't think anyone is in the financial position where it's 20 or 20. Send a gift then. Who cares? Like, what? Like, you don't know the intent, and you're assuming that it's negative intent. Send a $20 gift and be done with it. Like,
yeah, maybe something happened in the relationship and you're not aware, and so be the bigger person and maybe spark that relationship again. Now you have an opportunity to grow closer if you were closer than maybe you thought you were. And
I honestly think nothing happened in the relationship.
No.
I think that what is happening is this person just was holding this dear to her until she was ready to speak on it. And I mean, I think that that's one problem in a lot of relationships is people are overthinking other people's actions. And it's not about you. The world doesn't revolve around you.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you.
Who was that?
So tired of why didn't somebody, why do you think you're entitled to this? Why do you think it's your business? Why do you think you should be the first one that somebody should run to and tell? How about you just be happy that you got the information and shut the fuck up?
We just overanalyze everything.
I think we
too.
overanalyze
just
it, and it's a detriment to yourself
I think
because
it's- I
that
think it's
makes you are anxious and
And I think everybody has to remind themselves of that. Sometimes rarely, but I'll RSVP to somewhere and then I just can't go, or I'm not feeling it or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I said I'd go. Oh, they really want me to go. And then I have to remind myself that we all have somewhat of an inflated sense of self. Nobody cares if I go. You know what I mean? Like maybe
Party's not going to fall apart if you're
like
not there.
maybe they would feel, like, oh, bummer, it would have been nice to see you or whatever. But I do think, admittedly, that sometimes everybody in some capacity has an inflated sense of self, and they feel an entitlement that isn't there, and that shouldn't be there, I should say. So as long as we're putting ourselves in check and realizing, like, okay, I'm miffed a little bit by that. I'm surprised, but let's not make it about me. I'm happy for my cousin. Let's build from here.
Is it possible part of it is this conspiracy society that we live in, that we think there's some secret meaning to everything done, and we have to apply. And I think this is the conspiracy theories. This is the true crime generation. It's all this stuff that we think that there's some secret hidden meaning to everything that's done. We overanalyze everything. It's crazy.
I do think you're right that we overanalyze more than ever, but I do think, and this is coming from a licensed counselor kind of talk. Instead of, I don't think it's conspiracy as much as just really deep-rooted insecurities that most of us have.
And anxieties.
Yep, and it's just this paranoia that comes with deep-rooted insecurities, this deep-rooted need to make up, especially if you had childhood trauma, so then you're looking for compensation as you get older, and that compensation often comes from the love, admiration, or acceptance of others. And then when a situation like this happens and it challenges that, then it's a whole spiral down effect.
Remember in the olden days when it would be like it was give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And now we don't do it. We automatically go to the worst intention of we assign the worst intention to people without any proof, instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt until they prove that there's some nefarious underpinning, and we don't do that anymore.
Now, did we do it, or was that just more of a common phrase that's what we're supposed to do?
I don't know.
I really truly believe a lot of the things that are in our face now in 2025 have been happening for many, many years. For a long time, we're like, oh, well, now it's like this and now it's like that. But often it's been quite consistent. I mean, even somebody saying something, and this is kind of out there, like, oh, there's so many gay people now. Even something like that. No, they've always been there. The racism, it's always been there. There's just things that are just more surface level now. There's no filters now. And so it appears that.
So you don't think we're making more gays? You don't think?
In certain aspects, I would
Don't
agree
be gay,
with that.
Sparky.
But there are certain things that I absolutely weren't the same when we were growing up.
Like what?
Like the trust of our neighbors. Like we trusted our neighbors. We knew our neighbors. That's not something that was always like this.
Right.
That, we did trust more as a society and as a community in the 70s, and that was a thing. What I am saying now is this time has pushed people to trust less over trust more, to expect the worst rather than to expect the best.
And let's go further. Are people worse now? Or is because in the olden days when you had certain medias, let's say, and you only have a certain amount of time, Well, now there's so many media, and everyone's got a platform, and everyone's got a social. So we're hearing more about these crazy stories, and it makes us think that there's more crazy people out there because we're hearing more of the stories. Are people just as crazy as they always were, or are there, or is
there more?
They're more.
They're more, because we have created more of them. Because these platforms have emboldened people and fed insecurities and have fed fears. We have created more. We have created more children with anxiety. We have created more children with fear.
Oh, yeah.
And the inability to socialize. This has not been something that has always been like this. And because we have the ability to see more of it, there seems like there's more. There is more.
And I think it has to do with social media too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's more in your face. And then you question, you look at someone else's life and you get anxiety. You question your motives. You get more paranoid when something happens. And now all the whole, if something happens in your life, then these people out there put this text out that really doesn't say anything but says something. It's always like a quote, and you're like, is that about me?
Yeah.
Is that about me?
Is that about me?
Yeah.
Is that about a relationship?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I'm seeing other people I don't even read them anymore because it's so silly. But it's kind of a thirst trap also that the person's doing it, but it's it's ridiculous.
Well, and it's one thing that Dr. D has said that will always stick with me is that when we're looking at Facebook, we're looking at someone's highlight reel.
Yes,
that is not their normal daily everyday lives, and we have to stop trying to compare our life in the point that we're at looking at this to their best highlights. You can't. You'll never keep up.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's things that are different in our society than back in the day. I think I was just saying the deep-rooted nature of people and their outlook on other people, or just who is out there and who we are and what we stand for, I do think is fairly consistent. But and I always tell people too, with the not having children, and I say, part of it, I understand that they used to say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but now I know some amazing dynamic parents and their children are just assholes, and it's because they can't compete with society and social media, like Kelly said. It's at some point the parenting and the environment only can go so far when you're competing with society 100%. And social media and all of the negativity, and then it does change. That's why things are changed.
You think about this is in the olden days, you as a parent were you were 50% responsible. They were getting 50% of everything from you, 60%, 70%, whatever, 80%, whatever, and now maybe they're getting 20%, and then they're getting more from social media and these assholes on there that are trying to be TikTok famous, and that's where what's feeding their brains. And like you said, you could be a great parent, but you don't have as much influence as you used to. So you can be a great person and a great parent and still have shitty kids.
Yeah.
Every time you say that, it makes me laugh.
What?
I just feel so bad for some of these parents. They've done, on paper, everything right, and
and there's no guarantee that your kids are going to turn out right because you aren't as big as influence now. I don't think parents are as big an influence on kids' lives today as they were a decade ago or a couple decades ago.
And I'm not insinuating that kids have to be perfect either, but I'm saying these parents that have a child that commits suicide or is deep into being a drug addiction or in jail, those, and the parents, they kind of threw their hands up and then tried something else and then did it again and kept trying and trying, but it's very difficult to compete with society right now.
Man, that's crazy. Where we've come now, we've also, Dr. D, I commend you for not being on social media so you're not influenced by this crap. I wish I had the ability. If I didn't have my own business, I probably wouldn't be on social media. But social media is kind of what we do.
Yeah, I know. See, we're going on 2 years now, but you used to yell at me about it.
I'm with you.
You're crazy.
I wish I could be more like you in the fact that I didn't have to have it because it's a toxic stew of dumb shit.
It is. Well, I have an obsessive personality, so I just know myself.
And so you think if you got on there, you would?
I would just. I'm an all or nothing person. I would feel I need to respond to everybody. I would feel I need to comment and tell everybody their kid's cute, tell everybody happy birthday, and oh, you're sad. Do you want to go to lunch? And I just don't. I know I don't have time for that. I'm born and raised in Toledo. I know too many people, and so I'm just an all or nothing person. So that's kind of back to the MySpace days why I made that decision.
So not having social media, do you feel that you miss things, or do you feel like you're more better off?
Yeah, both, but it is definitely the latter. But something did happen last week, and I don't remember what it was. And I said to a friend, "These are the rare circumstances that, I'm bummed that I didn't see that. It might have been like I missed a memorial of a friend's parent that I would have gone to, or something like that. I don't remember what it was. So." And I do have my friends that know, they're like, hey, I know you're not, they'll just send me a link. If it has to do with something that interests me, or when I worked for TPS, when there was something about Toledo Public on the news, they would send me the link. But yeah, so it does happen for sure that I'm out of the loop, but 99% of the time I'm very happy.
But here's the thing, is like, I think people that are out, like I commend people that are out of the loop. Like the daily news grind.
Yeah, that out of the loop I'm okay with.
It doesn't affect the average person, but people that follow it affects you because you're reading it. I think you're better off, dude. It's not.
I am a rabbit hole person too. I go down.
Trump making the Gaza Strip a resort. How does that affect me? I wouldn't, if I didn't see it on Facebook. I wouldn't be outraged. I wouldn't care. Like that. Maybe that's better off to just shut that stuff off and be done.
Yeah, that's right. Just shove your head in the sand and let shit happen all around you. That's right. And then, so when you vote for something because you're a low information voter, and then all of a sudden you look around and you're like, well, how the hell did this happen? Had you been paying attention in the first place, none of this would have happened.
Yeah, I have to disagree with that. I mean, psychology speaking, they do recommend not everything. You can't have, bury everything under the rug. But they do say if there's a lot of facts out there, there's a lot. Like I used to have a friend, and he'd send me links to, oh, did you see this where the person left the dog in the back seat and the dog died at the store? Like I don't need to know that. There are things you don't need to know that isn't burying your head in the sand. And if you are obsessed with social media or the news, you're going to get all of it and things that don't affect your life or your vote or anything.
And it skews your perspective. Like I know people that are like, oh my, like they're scared. Like I won't go to Toledo. Oh my God, I cannot drive. So many bad things happen.
Yeah.
When you think about it, there's 200,000 people in Toledo, and bad things happen to 4 of them. But those 4 are going to be 4 stories in the news, and then those are going to be shared 5 million times, and it looks like you can't go anywhere in Toledo. Where Toledo's fine. I'll go anywhere. I don't ever think, oh my God, I'm not going to the south side. I'm not going to the east side. I'll go anywhere. It doesn't matter because your chances are 99% chance nothing's going to happen to you.
And here's the thing too, and I always say this. There are relevant things. I can agree with Demetrius that it shouldn't be ignored, and you should have that knowledge as an American, as a citizen. But those things that are big and could change the trajectory of your life or your career or your vote, you're going to hear about regardless because they're that big, they're that imperative that you're going to hear about it. So I hear about all the big things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You just do. It's so prevalent, you can't avoid it. So just because you're not searching it and going down that rabbit hole doesn't mean that you're not aware of it.
And like based on social media, like my daughter said, it just gives me too much anxiety. And about 2.5 years ago, she just stopped all social media.
It's healthy.
And she said, Mom, she listens to the news, she keeps up with stuff. She goes, but it just gives me anxiety. Social media gives me anxiety. And she's stuck to it, and she doesn't want her children on social media. She doesn't want to be on social media. She's just like, this is just too much for me.
It's funny, even Pinterest, which in my show when I do my presentations, I have a bit on Pinterest and ask the audience who's heard of Pinterest, and we talk about what it is, and then I show some very humorous Pinterest fails, and I talk about how Pinterest is kind of like life. It gives you the guidance, it gives you the steps, and it tells you what to do, and then you're setting yourself up for failure because you're comparing it to this perfect cake or this perfect, baby photo or whatever it might be. And even something like Pinterest is giving us anxiety because we're like, oh, I'm going to make that. And then it's terrible because it's not usually a realistic thing. And just like in life, we follow the steps and then we have unrealistic expectations of ourselves, which sets us up for disappointment and more insecurities and anxiety. So I'd say there's really not any, except like you said, business. Sometimes I have a social media account for my business.
But you don't manage it.
I
so
do not.
Yeah.
But I would be able to think of something that I would recommend against it for pretty much every social media platform.
Okay, a listener send a text, and it's kind of interesting. If I say Montez to you, Dr. D, what do you think of?
It's probably big in the news, and I'm supposed to know.
It's so interesting. It's something that happened locally that everyone was laughing at, and this woman and this dude's name was Montez. You don't know anything about it, huh?
I don't know. I'm glad though. I thought you were going to say it had something to do with immigration.
No. No. It's so interesting. All right.
No, you're not going to tell me.
Oh, well, it's kind of over.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
It's done. We'll move on.
It lasted 4 days.
Okay, all right.
What's I'm saying? Is Dr. D's life better because she doesn't know about Montez?
Maybe.
Or is it worse because she doesn't know about Montez?
It's neither
Really?
because it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
And
it's
some
irrelevant.
things are humorous and some things, yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was just saying.
I thought D was saying something. I'm sorry. All right. Anyway, all right. Well, Dr. D, what is going on? By the way, tomorrow we're getting our massages, a couples massage over
Yes,
at Serenity.
I have a birthday present, which is an armrest for you.
Oh!
I purchased armrests
No,
for
you
all
didn't.
of our rooms, actually. So they're attached to the table, and then you have that little hammock under your arms to put your arms. So
Let me ask you a question. Is it because I said something, or is it a lot of people have said things?
Nobody
Really?
else has said anything. However, I've run my business for 15 years based on feedback from my staff and from my clients. And just because nobody else has said something doesn't mean that they wouldn't enjoy that. And I'm not pompous enough to think that after 15 years I already know everything and that it's perfect. I will continue to grow and evolve and make changes at Serenity. And when I hear a good idea or something that somebody important to me thinks would be make their experience better, then it's worth the money. And you never know. I'm sure that there's other people that are going to enjoy it.
Wow. So well, what I said was I didn't like my arms hanging when I get a massage. So you got that little things there to put your arms in. What were you shaking your head for?
You've set a horrible standard.
I think
you have set because one person has done something that he has suggested.
Yeah.
He will now walk in and be upset.
Dr. D,
about why are these buns the same here at McDonald's?
Dr. D, queso fountain. Let's talk about queso fountain.
Well, I do think, and it's nothing against you because you're just big boned, but I think bigger guys, I could see that. I never pictured it before because my arms just lay next to me. And so, everybody, typically their arms, but you're not like out of character. There's a lot of guys your size, and we have 60% male clientele at Serenity. And so it made sense.
Interesting.
It made sense.
All right, Dr. D. Well,
happy
love you.
pre-birthday.
Thank you. Love you. There's Dr. D. Ask Dr. D every Wednesday. Here is traffic and weather.
From the Taylor Automotive Traffic Center, I'm Kate to the Baroness on Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning. We still have road closure on I-75 southbound due to that big accident. This is between exit 210 and exit 208, and we have stopped traffic from exit 2 Summit Street. This is expected to be closed through the morning drive. Avoid the area. You can detour around Alexis westbound to Stickney southbound. Taylor Kia, where you pay what we pay. When you buy your new vehicle at Taylor Kia of Toledo, you get employee pricing. Let us know what you're looking for and we'll sell it to you at our cost. This is a limited time offer. To learn more, visit us at TaylorKiaToledo.com or give us a call at 419-842-8811 to speak with a team member today.
All right, looking at the weather right now, it says it is 23 outside, cloudy, feels like 15 degrees. We are still under the winter weather advisory from tonight, 10 p.m. to tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. High of 27 for the day, low of 23. Furniture Palace, where everything you see is on sale. Furniture Palace has the guaranteed lowest prices on thousands of in-stock name brand items, plus no credit needed financing. 4 convenient locations: Central Avenue, Toledo; Reynolds Road in Maumee; Woodville Road in Northwood; and Navarre Avenue in Oregon, or online at FurniturePalaceToledo.com. That's your traffic and weather. I'm Stephen B. on Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
We're talking insurance with Tom Hudak from Regan Insurance Company, and what separates him, being an independent insurance agent, from an insurance agent that works at one of those big insurance companies.
There's typically 3 ways people can get insurance. One is if you just want to go online or call an 800 number and just get a call center or someplace. And there's nothing wrong with that if you know what you're looking for. Another way is there are agents who work with just one company. And then the next step is an independent agent. And it's an agent who represents you for multiple companies. And they help you find the best coverage and the best company for you. And all I want people to do is find an agent who they can work with and that they like. It doesn't have to be me, but make sure that you're having somebody who's looking out for you, because insurance can be complicated. And with insurance, you're paying for peace of mind. So you want to make sure you have that peace of mind, and when something comes up, that you have the coverage that you need.
How can we get a hold of you at Regan Insurance Company, Tom?
They can call us at 419-292-0001 or online at reganins.com. It's REGANINS.com.
That's him and friends over at State Line Sauce, the #1 hot sauce in all of Toledo. It's owned by a brother and sister. They started during COVID, and it is exploding. Go to StatelineSauceCO.com. They're up to about 8 or 9 different sauces and things that you can use for a better experience when it comes to your food. Go to StatelineSauceCO.com. Get your bottle today. They're just $9.99 each. You get a deal if you get a couple of them, and get sauced.
All right, second month into the new year, 2025. We still have that wonderful $100 off on any weight loss program over at Holy Grail Wellness. Kendra and Callie doing their thing. If you want to schedule a consultation and start your weight loss journey, or just continue it if you're already on one, need a little bit of help, they'd love to help you. Go to www.thestabbingnurse.com, or you can call 419-388-7760. Make sure you schedule your consultation and get started on those semaglutide injections as soon as possible. Once again, you have until the end of this month for $100 off on any weight loss program only at Holy Grail Wellness.
Bring it. Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
Live from the Taylor Automotive Studios, Northwest Ohio's largest car dealership, Cadillac, Hyundai, Genesis, and Kia dealers, along with quality used cars from the top foreign and domestic automakers. Stop by your local dealership, test drive your new car, truck, van, or SUV today. Also brought to you by Skinology, Furniture Palace, and Regan Insurance. Now back to Andrew Z and Demetrius in the morning.
I'm Andrew Z, Demetrius, Nicodemus, Kelly Lance, the Princess of Property from Howard Hanna Realty, K2, the Baroness, Stephen B. Hardy, and Dr. D is here as well. As we get into the food report, wrapping things up on this Wednesday morning, here's what you should order at McDonald's according to nutritionists. If you're going to McDonald's anyway, this is, and you're going to get something, you might as well, this is what you should order. Apple slices.
Shut up. If you are at McDonald's and you are even thinking about nutrition, back out of the drive-thru.
You can't. There's a concrete there.
Then you wrap your head around an Egg McMuffin and a hash brown, but you do not think about, well, let me see what my doctor would say.
Apple slices. And then it says Egg McMuffin. So you said Egg McMuffin. It's only 310 calories, 17 grams of protein, 13 grams of fat, about 30 grams of carbs. So that's a decent choice if you're there. The McCrispy fried chicken isn't ideal, but it only has 470 calories, and it comes with 26 grams of protein. The hamburger, it was a healthier nutritional makeup compared to their other burgers. So just to get like the sort of plain old hamburger. The Cafe Americano, enjoy your caffeine fix with 0 grams of sugar. And the Vanilla Cone has 5 grams of protein, 15% of your daily calcium. So those are things you should order if you're at McDonald's. So one of the most popular Super Bowls is foods is Knoephia soup, Knoephia soup. I've never even heard of this. Have anyone heard of that?
No.
I think the K might be silent, though.
Oh, that makes it better. Oh, that soup
And more
with the silent
recognizable.
K. You're right.
Yeah.
Actually,
welcome.
Opia soup.
You're
welcome.
Have you heard of opia soup?
No, I never
Oh my
have.
God, the K is silent.
The K is silent. Yeah.
So here you go. Despite every state had one of 14 foods as their number one. Pizza, burgers were top anywhere, but Canofia soup was also that's a German soup which usually includes dumplings, potatoes, chicken, vegetables, and cream. Popular in the north central part of the country, but not pizza level popular. But it is popular in parts of the country. It sounds delicious.
It almost sounds like gnocchi soup from Olive Garden.
Oh, probably, yeah, no. How do you pronounce that soup? What was it?
Canopius.
It's pronounced Knoe, or it's spelled Knoephia.
So
I don't know.
yeah.
Nofia.
They say buffalo chicken dip is a big one. Baked potatoes. That's an odd one, I think. They said other foods that made the list. Funeral potatoes.
Is that cheesy potatoes?
I've heard it for the first time last year, and I remember looking it up. It's similar to like au gratin.
Oh, I'd never even heard of funeral potatoes before. Or okay, yeah, cheesy. They're saying it's like cheesy potatoes.
That sounds good.
Poke bowls. Isn't poke bowl like sushi but in a bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, thank you. Deviled eggs.
No
God.
rice though.
Oh my God, you brought deviled eggs, Dr. Diet. Just think of them right now. They're
Oh,
so
I
good.
I'll bring them again.
Okay, hot dogs, baked ziti, garlic nuts are all some of the bigger things to make for. Is anyone having a Super Bowl party?
No.
No.
No, I'm gonna go to Brandywine. They have all you can eat appetizers and a taco bar and a salad bar for $14.
What?
And and play some cards. I was like, yeah, we could watch it at home, but we're gonna go there.
Okay.
So anybody wants to go?
All right, and there you go. That is, and finally, pizza flavored cereal is a new thing that exists. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is teamed up with Totina's Pizza Rolls for the new pizza. It tastes similar to pizza, but also has their Cinnadust on it.
Ew.
I know, right?
Sounds awful.
I would still try it.
I know. We know you would.
Okay. All right. Whoa. K2 sounded like Demetrius over there.
I know, man.
Jeez.
God, K2, that was so rude.
You seem like a risk taker.
When it comes to your
when
food.
it comes to your food.
I'm more of a
You're like, well, let me see if my word hole will accept it.
I'm glad you called it that instead of anything else, so thank you.
All right. That is the food report. That is the show for today. Thank you guys for hanging out. We do appreciate it. We'll see you again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Have a great day. Adios. Bye-bye.